The chase for title number 2, trying to get Patrick Ewing his second ring. I'm playing. I got a long homestand. Like I got the Orlando Magic coming up, the Miami Heat. Like it's 2 Miami Heats. It's like 2 of the great teams. Like I got the Lakers, but obviously the teams are changing. The Nets were formerly known as the Boston Celtics. I brought them back to New Jersey, but they still got their nucleus intact. They were actually the '86 Celtics, and I got the 2001 and then the '87 Lakers on here. So I beat the Lakers in the last game. So I'm 23-0, and on a little bit of a high right now. Dating back to last season, though, only thing about it is that I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to win the second championship, but I actually want to play the Chicago Bulls again. They swept me in the playoffs. Like, I got swept by the Bulls. And growing up as a Knicks fan, you know that's gonna leaves a sour taste in my mouth. But they swept me because I beat them in the year before that, going for the championship. And I didn't have home court advantage in that series, so I thought I let my arrogance get in the way. So I simulated the season again. Like, that's what I do. I like to simulate the season and then like to try to work my way into playoff seeding. Like, but I'm doing it now, and I was like, no, I need home court advantage in order to beat the Bulls. So they beat me. You know, I had won 13 straight regular season games going into the postseason of last year. Like, I won 13 of my last 17 ball games, but won 13 straight. And then I got ousted in the playoffs right in the first round. Like, I matched up with the Bulls. I was the 5th seed. I had to go to Chicago. They wound up winning the championship against the Lakers, who I beat that previous season in the postseason. So now I'm coming off I'm doing a little home stretch bid here. Like, I had the Bulls, Golden State, but then I played the Raptors on the road and then came back home. So now this is like my 5th game of a 6-game homestand against the Orlando Magic. I'm about to bust their ass real fast. But they got Amari Stoudemire. Look at my New York Knicks jerseys, y'all. Like, I hooked this new stadium up. I couldn't deal with that old look Madison Square because they make it look like it's too dark. Like, they try to make it look like the old Madison Square Garden. I give them that. But I need a little brightness. Like, there's certain stadiums in here, like, they should have made, like, they did their best of making the stadium look like how it did. But to me, I think you got to make do it the whole atmosphere way. Like, the only thing I don't like about NBA 2K16 is the crowd. Like, there's moments where the crowd gets into the game, and you can actually like see them sometimes on cue in this game and in previous versions. But the problem with the game is the lack of atmosphere. Maybe they try to simulate it more like today's game. Like, you see how they clap their hands before the game? And then when the game starts, it's like really like you really playing in Madison Square Garden right now.
And it's going to be the Magic off the tip. All right, let's set the floor.
They got Big Ben.
All fueled up and ready to go.
Look at the jerseys in the new stadium I hooked up, the new Madison Square Garden.
Then there's Anderson. Then there's Hardaway. And it's Wallace in at the 5, rolling the paint. Shot clock at 5. Hardaway.
Also disappointed I couldn't even win a game in the new Garden. But I changed it up. I changed a couple more other things about it. KG. Footwear. No good.
Here's Orlando now.
See, now I can play basketball. Fuck all that waiting to see if I'm going to get in the game. Like, I like to just play. Humans like to just try to steal all the time and shit. I don't mind want to just play like play defense. What the fuck is he doing? Damn, Ewing. And Patrick is my favorite player of all time. If y'all hear me blurt out when they score, that's because I've been doing that since I was little. I used to do that even playing Bull versus Lakers back in the day. Like, I used to love the way Mike Welzeski would always say his name when he would score. I used to walk around the house like, Patrick Ewing. Calling out the starting lineups and shit.
And he sinks the second.
Patrick's my favorite player of all time. Second favorite is D Wade. But it's hard for me to say it sometimes that D Wade is, because Starks and Oakley and all of them still my favorite players. But I mean, if you talk about like pinpointing like one particular star in your eyes, you know what I mean? Like those would be that. Like D Wade is my guy.
They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Here's Dunleavy. Back to Ewing. Shot clock at 6. And Mike Dunleavy.
3-point ball. Mike Dunleavy.
His first basket of the game. Now here is Hardaway. Defense.
Like that would be real cool if you could add your voice into the game, make the fans get riled up. And one, Tayshaun Prince.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play. Yeah, we call that playing
I could.
through the
Well, I did
give up on it when he heard the whistle.
PA announcing. I did it actually for the Jersey Express, the ABA League, a couple of years. That was shit. That was like 9 years ago, and I enjoyed doing that. I just didn't develop really my own voice. I should have.
The Magic shooting their third and fourth free throw shots.
But I was always so obsessed with sounding like the Miami Heat announcer. Like he's my favorite announcer. I love the way that he called him. Matter of fact, I think he's a big part of the reason why I am a Miami Heat fan today. Even when I was a Knicks fan, I was used to hear him always saying, like, when Glenn Rice would hit a three, when the Knicks would be playing them back in the day, and he'd be like, Glenn Rice, three! I always thought that was kind of unique to me. Like, he makes the game.
Baseline try, and again it's New York.
Kevin Garnett.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first.
But I was trying to sound like him so much that I didn't really develop my own voice.
A strong defensive rebound.
And then,
So for New York, their last game, a win against Los
but there's a lot of other factors on why I didn't continue to do it. But I did enjoy it for the short stint that I did do it with them. So shout out to
very good job there of getting himself in close enough that he could just
the heads that got me involved into that. I didn't think that that was something that was going to ever happen. But I could also do sports commentating. Like I always wanted to do that if I didn't play ball. A lot of people thought I should have went pro, didn't. But hey, it is what it is. And I always say if I didn't play pro, I could have been a commentator. I actually went out to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, and I got a standing ovation on the tour because I had to do a promo for WFAN and MTV. So, and I used to always commentate the games. Like I still commentate the games even to this day.
Takes the three, but they get it back. The kick out to Scott.
I used to commentate the games. Football, basketball, baseball, sounding like Joe Buck and whatnot. I sound like Joe Buck, Walt Frazier, Jim Carvelis. A lot of people don't know who Jim Carvelis was. He used to be the old time Knicker radio commentator.
And he gets it back. They get it back. Stoudemire dishes to Wallace. Tough break there.
I just can't do John Madden voice. That would be cool if I did that. Like if I was what's the name? Mike Caliendo.
He's going to make a lot more of those than
and then boom. Well, I can't do. That's the only thing I can do is boom. I can't do anything else on that. No, I need to. I just have to have my own voice. I'm over here playing terrible. That's because I'm talking. Normally, I need to really more so like commentate the game.
Stoudemire in the post. He's against
Wait, I don't see one thing. I'm a big Patrick Ewing fan, and to a fault. Like I don't even like
heart of what makes
Like Amari Stoudemire, he don't even play no more. But like when I see like these stars that became stars after, hey, boy, boy, hey, I don't even like these stars that play like that was very, very good, that try to outshine my favorite player, Patrick Ewing. So I take it real personal, like if I see an Amari Stoudemire try to shit on Ewing. Like Ewing, my favorite player, like I said, D-Wade, I rock with those two. And when you try to outshine them, I don't appreciate that, past or present. Like I really don't even, like, that's what pissed me off. I played the Bulls and I got swept by the Bulls, but what pissed me off the most, it wasn't the fact that I lost to Michael Jordan in the first round, because I beat him the year before, so it's like, okay, I finally beat Michael Jordan, and I took that as a personal, achievement, because I didn't get to see it during the actual reality of being a Knicks fan during those years when the Bulls was kicking our ass in the playoffs. But the Bulls, I felt, took a personal slate to me. These motherfuckers in the offense season went out and picked up Shaquille O'Neal, and it wasn't like he torched Ewing in the postseason. It was just the fact that, motherfucker, you got Scotty, you got Michael, and you got Shaq, and I'm coming off winning the championship, and then all of a sudden, now y'all just sweep me after I beat y'all in 5 for the previous season. So, but they ain't got him now. I think Shaq is in Atlanta on here now. He's in Atlanta. But it was funny thing about, like, a lot of people, they would see my rosters and shit, they'd be like, wait, this motherfucker got like 3 Shaquille O'Neals. But that's because I like to play against like the best competition. Like, I'll hook up all of the great like championship squads, and even teams that didn't make the championship. Like I got the 94, 95 Denver Nuggets. Like I don't got the current Denver Nuggets. I got the one that beat the Sonics in the first round. The only team that's missing from this, though, really, like, as I'm playing with the Knicks, is the Indiana Pacers. Like Reggie Miller and Charles Barkley need to stop that. Like they need the 93 Suns on here, and you need the 94 or 95, or you can even say the 2000 Pacers, but more so that 94 Pacers squad. But you know, it is what it is. Get that shit out of here. I don't appreciate that, Stoudemire. Fuck out of here. You try to disrespect Ewing, I'm coming after your ass. Like, don't talk dirty about Patrick Ewing. He ain't win no ring, so what? Greatest warrior to play the game to me. I say greatest warrior. I ain't say greatest player. I say greatest warrior.
He dishes it to Anderson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Stolen by Ewing. Smith outside.
Look at Ewing running the floor.
That one is off Smith.
That's because I'm talking and not really playing the game. I'm talking instead of doing what I normally do. Like I normally just commentate when I'm playing.
Outside Gibson, the 3. That's good. Gibson's got his first 3 points of the game.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up.
I'm not sure either.
Get an earful from the coach for leaving him
Doug Christie. Doug Christie! Nice drive.
Thank you very much.
Man, Gibson, black as charcoal. You can't even see him even with the jersey. Get that, Arthur.
Here's Dugoni, and he slams it.
Houston Dugoni. He look like a European hood cat. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I love locks itself, but sometimes it's in my opinion that not everybody should be wearing locks. But he's athletic. That's why I'm keeping him on the team. I like him. Yo, my jerseys is hot. Like, I think the NBA should take my idea and even change the Madison Square Garden floor to this floor. Like, I'm not an artist or anything like that, and I've never been a fan of relocating, but I had to relocate that old Knicks team. Like, it just looked too plain. Maybe I would have kept it had they had the Madison Square Garden logo on the floor like it did in the 90s. Like, I'm old school to my heart. I play old school ball, but I like to get out and run. And then if I have to go into the half court, then I can go into the half court.
Here's Hardaway. They get it again.
And that's 2 fouls for him very early in this ball game.
And Penny Hardaway. Like, Penny's so faithful to Orlando. And who's this with this high top? Yo, it's like, did they get Kid from Kid and Play on here?
Yeah, and one thing I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of.
But I like my team, though. We got a young team, average age around 26. Like, a lot of people, you know, like to put little silly little comments and everything, talking about something, well, why you ain't playing NBA 2K18? I got 2K18. I like to play these games because these games still competitive. It's not like these are bad games. 2K18, to me, is not like it's really that greater. What's so great about it? Like, matter of fact, now they make it look more cartoonish. I think the upside to it is that they added, you know, a bunch of more squads. Like, they added the 99 Knicks to it. Like, to me, those are the bright spots about 2K18, but it's slow. I feel like I'm playing baseball, playing basketball. Like I'm playing that baseball pace, playing basketball. Then you can upgrade the speed, yeah, but I don't like that playing online against cats. Like I gotta start out like I've been playing a freshman, motherfucker. Like motherfucker, I've been playing video games for years.
Now here's Arthur.
Like I used to be banned from tournaments. Now, obviously, it's a different era now in video games. Now, motherfuckers can kick your ass all over the planet, which is good. Like I like competition. That's one thing I don't run from competition. I just don't like the idea of like I gotta start from kindergarten and then work your way up. Like keep it like how it was, man. If you know how to play, you know how to play. But I get it. I think what they trying to do is just really try to stop like everybody from using always the best teams. Like they show you like, all right, what's really your level. But sometimes you don't see your level even on slow level. Like you know the way you play. I'm used to playing at a comfortable place.
This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second.
Ewing, jump up. It's good. Knicks up 10.
It's Wingate and it's Schmidt, and at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Gibson. Patrick Ewing picking
Knicks up 10, 29-19.
Kicks to Gibson. The pass to Wingate. Back to Gibson.
Look, who's commentating, me or Kevin Harlan? Rebound. They go Kid. Same house party. You get your ass beat.
New York
I'm 23-0. Like I haven't played a full 82 game season since NBA Live 95. You know how long that's been? It's what? That's 23 years.
Goes up the baseline, and it's Davis missing. Orlando with the ball.
Like I don't, like I said, I like to simulate seasons, but because I lost to the Bulls, I was really pissed the fuck off. And you really need home court. That's the one thing I love about the NBA 2K series is that it forces you to adapt, change with the times. You just can't just go in here and just beat people's asses anymore. Like you really have to play basketball. You have to do all the little nuances, you know, to build up your team. It's no longer that you could take a team that looked like it's rated 60 and just kick ass all over the place. Nah, because I used to 1-2 playing Bull versus Lakers, or Lakers versus Celtics, or Bull versus Blazers. Like the Golden State Warriors used to always make the finals, and back then I used to rock with the Pacers heavily. Like motherfuckers could not fuck with me with the Pacers. I knew all the sweet spots was on the floor with Chuck Person and Reggie Miller. Ewing, fall away. Can't get it to go. Magic back the other way.
And Gibson kicks to Scott.
Yeah, the Magic is like a plain team.
From 13.
Sorry.
Excellent team from Garnett.
Ewing the rebound, outlet.
But still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Crossover Drew. KG throws it down. KG. And that's how they used to say it in Boston and shit. Like, I used to love how the Boston announcer used to always say his name in Boston and shit. Like, you know, Paul Pierce and Ray Allen and those guys. So it's kind of hard for me to incorporate Mike Wojcicki's voice with the Knicks, with KG's name, because like some shit you just gotta keep.
So it's Orlando now. They trailed.
Like I would say it like how he was, like Mike Wojcicki was saying. He probably would say it like the way he used to say Allen Houston's name or something. So I'm a big fan. Like I'm a big historian fan of the game. Like I just love the game. Like to me it was always about atmosphere. Always about the atmosphere. So I used to go around, like I said, just chatting the names, chatting the starting fives, the names of arenas. But now names just not even intimidating. Like Barclays Center, like that shit don't even sound intimidating. Like where we going? We going to Barclays Center. Like nigga, where we going? Going to an art gallery? You in the rebound. Follow is good. Hat trick. Yours. Like they need to have me for NBA 2K. Like what they need to do is actually go out. Like I need to maybe like write a letter, call some folks, tell them like, look, have me as the arena announcer. I would study tapes on every arena announcer, get their voice down pat. And even if there's guys that don't play, like, you know, when people that play the video game, like make trades and stuff like that, like I would even study it to the point where I will practice that particular player's name, voice for when he would play with that team. Like if you got like Penny Hardaway, like you know when Penny played in Orlando, he used to say Penny, but if he was to play with the Knicks, you know, then it would be different. You know, he'd probably be like Anthony Hardaway, you know, some shit like that. Like they need to do that. Like they had this same arena announcer, like he don't get me hyped. I have to hype myself up. KG. That's one thing about Boston. Like they only say KG like when he like dunked it real hard on a Celtics like 14-0 run. Like, but when he would score like a regular like fall away jumper, they play Kevin Garnett. Like that wasn't you know a fan favorite. And what is it with fans that don't like the way the arena announcers say players' name? Like a lot of people, they say Michael Biamani, the arena announcer in Miami, is the most despised arena announcer. Like he get him hyped. That's the reason why I hate him, because he hyped the team up. Like that fuels a team. Like energy. Like people feed off of people. Like, do you want to go to a quiet-ass arena? Like, I live here in New Jersey, and I ain't even gonna lie. Like, going to a Nets game was atrocious, man, back in the day. And they had some great, you know, stars. Like, you had Derek Coleman, Kenny Anderson, and those guys. You had Drazen Petrovic before he passed away. You know, you had some very interesting cats that played in New Jersey. And man, going to, you know, the Continental Airlines Arena, man, it was like going to a library with basketball. Like you ain't want to hear he was like real corny in the way that he said their names, and people ain't want to mess with New Jersey like that.
On defense, the Magic. 4-point game. Davis kicks to Garnett. Prince dishes to Garnett.
Kevin Garnett. See, that's how you would probably say his name. But yeah, it was just boring going to those damn games. Somebody wanted to go there and watch those damn games. Like, all right, when is this game over, man? I'm ready to get back home. Well, obviously, when the Knicks came to town, that was something different. because I'm watching my team at that time play.
He's covered by Westbrook.
All right, KG looking to take over. Backs in, turn, fall away jumper from the baseline. Rolls in and out. No good. Anderson the rebound. Outlet Gibson spins for what? Up top to Anderson. Double team. Kicks it right side for Ben. The Stoudemire dribbles right, spins back left, knocked away, stolen by Smith. Take it away, Prince. Prince all the way, banks it in. Hey, so Prince.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, Greg. I mean, those few seconds.
Prince with 5 points. Westbrook left side for Gibson, right side for Stoudemire, up top the 3-point gives it back to Anderson on the left side. Up top, Stoudemire. No, he throws it down low. Stoudemire drives across the lane, running shot is up, no good for the foul. KG picks up the personal, his second. And Prince trying to calm KG down because he didn't agree with the call. Damn, nigga, you was holding him. You was holding him. That was a blatant foul. Like, I like how they make it like realistic like that with the body contact. That's the bright part about 2K16, 2K18. I never played 2K17. A lot of people say 2K17 was good too. But I just started getting back in games like shit, my priorities lie elsewhere, man. I had stopped for a while, which I thought I would never do. I used to make a living at this playing, man. Back in the day.
He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And the shot will not go from Eustace.
Eustace is another good player for me. Like, he's young, athletic.
He's guarded by Arthur.
Like, I think if he's still around, Patrick retires. Like, I think he could actually be like him and Dugonix. If I could keep them, you know, where the money is good, the cap is good, then.
Here's Dugonix.
3-point bomb. He's done. Dugonix.
1:58 left to play.
Knicks back up 7. Daniel dribbles down the lane. What the hell was that? Westbrook, a 3-pointer. No good. Christie the rebound. Christie, top key jumper. No good. Daniel the rebound. Stoudemire has it. Acting like a point guard. Guarded by Arthur. Right side for Hardaway. Dribbles off the screen. Crossover dribble. Trying to take Smith one-on-one. 7 on the shot clock. Crumbles across the lane, running layup, no good. Houston's the rebound. This is the Christie. He's fouled by Hardaway. And Hardaway's wearing number 4. Don't he wear number 1? What happened? Who came on his team and took his number? Oh, they gave it to. Like, I think they be doing respect on the game. Like, they gave it, who was it to? Amari Stoudemire. Like, being a Knicks fan back in the day, like when Doug Christie got there, obviously I watched him when he was in LA, when he first got into the league. Like, Pat Riley stifled his career, and he revitalized it back with Sacramento. So I was kind of happy for Doug Christie when he revitalized his career in Sacramento. But Pat Riley had that 8-man rotation going on in the 90s and was not giving Doug Christie no burn. Like, who knows, like, if the Knicks could have won the titles, you know, if Doug Christie had got burned, because he was causing the Phoenix Suns problem that previous year in the postseason. If everybody remember, they took the Suns to Game 5. Well, the Suns took them to Game 5. Hell, they jumped out on the Suns. Smith in the lane. It's good, and a foul. Charles Smith actually plays harder on the video game than he did in real life. Everybody remember the infamous block. He's still on my team. Like, I ain't got Anthony Bonner on here. John Starks is in Seattle. I wanted to bring Starks back, don't get me wrong, but there were certain levels that John Starks couldn't get to that I thought I could get to with Doug Christie. And don't get me wrong, I would love to have John Starks back on my team, but it was the money more so I had to let him go. He's a free agent. I had to let him go. I didn't really want to do it, but I had no choice. And I knew I needed a big man to contend with Chicago, so KG was there, so I had to do a facial served up at Doug Christie. Oh my gosh. Penny's still shitting on
I
cats.
think he's just trying to give him a spark.
Disrespect. Yo, some cat dunked on me yesterday in NBA 2K18. Like, we playing on the playground. I was rocking with my boy, and I haven't played much. I actually, yesterday was my first time playing at the playground. And this cat dunked on me to end the game. Like, he gave me one of those, Scottie Pippen over Ewing facials. Where's Arthur? Now, he's not really a three-point shooter, but he can shoot. He can shoot it like if there's like a broken type play to end the quarter. Like he hit end the quarter threes for me. All right, so they out rebounded me by 2. They trying to keep it close. I've had some close games the last few games. Like I had one against those Lakers that I played in the finals. Man, that Magic Johnson, man, he's a pest on this game. Like, yo, he's a beast though, man. I love his passing. I've been getting caught up in his passing. And on the video game, it reminds me when I used to watch the Lakers during the 80s. He went backs in, fall away jump over Wallace. In and out, no good. Wallace the rebound.
That's the 5 for New York right now.
Second half just underway here at Madison Square Garden. Knicks with a 10-point lead. Hardaway. Floater off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound. The follow, it's good. And a good start for the Magic for the second half.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy
Bill Levy brings it up on the right side in the front court. Right side and is stolen. Pass picked off by Nick Anderson. Mr. Blow the finals in game 1. Ben Wallace puts it up. It's good. And a foul.
So he will go to the line. Three-point play chance here.
You celebrating, you down 6. Like, who does that? Like, come on, keep the moment realistic. I think that's the random anomalies.
The Magic have made
like, make the Matrix real on the game. If you're down 6, you should not be doing that. Like, they should have had a coach like yell at him from the sideline. Like, what the hell was that?
Outside,
right side to Davis. Looking for KG on the baseline. Backs in. Jump hook in the paint. No good. Rebound Stoudemire. Minute gone by here in the third quarter. Magic cut the lead that was once 10 down to 5. Stoudemire has the basketball. Guarded by Prince. Right side for Scott behind the three-point arc. Dribbles to the top of the key. Gives it left side for Hardaway. Dribbles off the screen. Dribbles across the lane. Comes back. Fall away jumper. No good. Rebound Wallace. The banker. No good. Rebound Ewing. Outlet to Davis. Magic get back on defense. Dishes to Ewing. Backs in. Jump to the jump hook. That's no good. Ewing only 2 for 4. 2 for 5. Blocked by Stoudemire, and he gets smacked from behind. Like he just got punked on the playground. Look at Stoudemire.
For Orlando, they have shot 67% from the line, 4-6 of 9. That free throw, no good.
Like, do a camera shake really affect the computer? Like, they don't feel that.
That's the case for this team.
I think we do it because out of pure habit.
And the second free throw, good. Here's Dunleavy. 9 points in the game so far.
Davis has the basketball, looking for Prince right side.
Prince outside.
Sets the screen, goes down baseline, throws it down with the left hand. Tayshaun Prince.
A nice way to pad that lead. Now a timeout called by Orlando.
Now the question that comes up in my mind as I'm playing the game is, like, I can't put it in my mind just yet, because you know you're gonna have one of them barn burning games. Like even when I don't know how many players that played the game on the season that made like broadcaster games, but I wonder how many of them like goes on these little 23 game winning streaks and they start thinking the same thing, like could they go 82-0? Like, it would be a nice accomplishment. But you know you're gonna have one of them games like you'll probably blow out like 90% of the teams Or nah, let me rephrase that. Not 90%, maybe about 80% of the teams on a nightly basis. But you know it's going to be that one team, and it'll be a team that coming off those 16-game losing streaks. That those the teams you do not want to play. Like I agree with Shaq. Like the team you do not want to play is those 16, the teams that have lost like 20 straight games, because you kind of play down to the competition. And I'm using the Knicks, so the Knicks on here kind of mimic how they did used to play in the 90s. Like the Knicks used to would get galvanized for the Bulls and then come back and then lose to Dallas when Dallas used to suck in the 90s. Prince for three, in and out, no good.
Tell you what, shooting 20% to start the second.
Like the Knicks used to start their West Coast trips like that. You'd be like, yo, it's gonna be a long West Coast trip, because they would lose to Dallas, come back, get blown out by San Antonio or something like that, and then lose a close game against Houston, and you just wonder, like, what the hell happened? Huh? Trick, yo.
And the efficiency is there, but the aggressiveness is really lacking so far.
Knicks by 8. Just under 7 minutes to play here, third quarter. Stoudemire has it. This is down. Oh, he drives across the lane, run away up. It's good.
Stoudemire's got 19 points.
Give an assist there.
Amari with 19. Like I've been talking so much, I didn't realize Amari had 19 points. See, that's disrespectful. See, I was telling him how I didn't want him to outshine Ewing.
He dishes it to Garnett.
But that's because I'm just kind of freestyling as I'm playing. All right, Garnett, you don't know we missed those.
Trail by 6.
Most of the time, I'm not even shooting jump hooks. Why are he shooting jump hooks?
Orlando moving the ball around.
And the offensive 3-second violation called against Ben Wallace. This ain't Detroit, man. You can't camp out. You're trying to use black magic. Trying to camp out in the lane. We see your black ass down here.
Wallace covered. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession.
Oh, nice play.
Like, how you not add the real coaches from back then, too?
Just a whisker.
That's too much work. You put in so much work by putting in everything else.
He's got 9. It's Prince on the wing. And the pass to Ewing.
Davis.
Davis
Like, Davis is back with me.
Just 5 on the clock. Davis dishes to Ewing.
Like, I didn't have him last year. Prince, a three-pointer. No good. Like, the Magic playing good defense. Like, I didn't even realize that. Like I said, I'm constantly talking. I don't know if they're going to be there when it's said and done, though, in the postseason.
So it's New York with it. They've led by as many
Crazy
as
thing
11
in this game, though, the Eastern Conference is actually better than the Western Conference.
Dunleavy, the pass to Garnett.
Garnett, fall away jumper on the baseline. It's good.
But it drops. Garnett's got 14 points.
Picture perfect with the turnaround. There's no stopping
Knicks
that
with an
shot.
8-point lead. Gibson has it left side for Anderson. Dribbles down the lane. Scoop layup. It's good. He snuck that one in over KG's outstretched arm. Charles Smith and Dugonis get reset to come back in the game.
You wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but well, I tell you what,
Ewing jump hook. It's good. Huh? Trip. You.
how he used his height advantage on that shot.
Knicks by 8. 4:44 left here in the third.
Stoudemire left side.
Stoudemire, yeah. We got to get up on Stoudemire because
Fires the
Anderson a three-pointer. In and out. No good. Dunleavy the rebound. Like, they got good transition defense, so they stopping me from running. Normally I get out and run.
Ewing kicks to
KG. He goes back to that fall away. Jumper. It's good. Kevin Garnett. Timeout Orlando.
Look at Kevin Garnett. What a contribution.
Like, when they doing that, going into timeouts, like, why you don't hear the crowd? You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing that's missing. Like, if you take the crowd from 2K14, institute it and put it in this game, like, if you could integrate that, oh, man. Then you would have, like, the perfect game. Like, I thought 2K14 was a perfect game. But I tried to go back and play 2K14 the other day. Oh, my God. It was like, damn, hold on, wait. It was like the tale of two different games. It was like, felt like more mechanical. Not to mention, oh man, Normally when I use the post, like the settings, how did it seemed like whatever new game that comes out, it affects the settings of those old games. Like when I would use the stick to fade away, he would pass the ball when I wasn't accustomed to passing the ball, because I would use the joystick even in that one. So I had to go to the pro stick to change it on the settings. Unrecognized command. What are you talking about? Smith fires up the three. No good.
No good from outside. Orlando with the ball. And Gibson kicks to Anderson. Pass to Daniel. Anderson outside. Wallace dishes to Gibson.
Crowd chanting defense. Wallace has the ball behind the three-pointer trying to dribble. He wasn't even a dribbler in real life. Up top, fires up the three. Ben Wallace, and that's exactly what he does with the air ball. Sit his ass down. Well, my defense is on. My defense is on. Crossover dribble. Arthur, down the lane. Scoop layup, no good. Here come the Magic back the other way.
You know, it sounds better when you say it than watch it. Okay? I like better when you say it. Sharing the sugar.
Sharing the sugar. I love that because that's kind of comical. Allen, you did this going.
Everybody's been involved in this offense early on, and it has a way of helping you defensively.
Knicks 66, Magic 54.
And so here's Orlando. Following the score by New York.
Yeah, like, that's what see, Shaq was a ring chaser. He left Orlando, this Orlando team, went to Chicago, got a ring, now he's in Atlanta, because the Bulls can't afford him. And they only got him just to disrupt my shit. Like, I took real personal with that shit, and I ain't played the Hawks yet, but I'm kind of pissed off. Because it still reminded me, like, of when Shaq got his first ring before Ewing. I didn't like that. I really took exception to that. I knew Ewing was at the end of his career at that time, but fuck that. Like, I didn't want no centers getting no ring before Ewing. Like, Olajuwon was the only exception because he was the only one that was around, you know, like, Ewing's whole career. Like, I didn't want soft-ass Dave Robinson winning one.
The pass to Christie. Some nice passing by New York.
He won one only because Patrick Ewing wasn't there.
To the inside.
Like, I remember that next season, Charles Smith. I remember that next season when the Knicks played the Spurs. And I say when the Knicks played the Spurs because I ain't saying we, because I'm no longer a Knicks fan after when they traded Ewing. Like, they will forever be under the Knicks curse.
Gibson passes to Daniel.
So this is just a reminder of me when I was a Knicks fan.
106 left in the third. Moving it up.
This is the Christie scoop layup. It's good. Christie. But
I love the fact he's always in control, even though he's
when they played the Spurs and they had Patrick, I never forget it. Ewing had he had 34 points. It was either 34 or 32 points and 16 rebounds, and the Knicks wound up blowing the Spurs out. And I just said only if they had Ewing in the finals. Like, they took the Spurs to 5 games without Patrick, and everybody was saying how they was a better team without Patrick and this and the third. No, they ran the ball better without Patrick. They still outside of Latrell Sprewell. Like, Houston had a good game 3 of that series, and he had a great game 6 against the Indiana Pacers. But outside of that shot as well, 3-point bomb, Josh Houston. Like, outside of that game winner shot that he had against the Miami Heat, that propelled the Knicks also to go on that run. And no knockdown in Houston's career, but at the same token, come on, man! Like, if you don't have Patrick, you don't win that series. Period, and it showed because Sprewell was the only one that had heart after Game 3. It was like Houston just disappeared. Like, Houston could have been on the cusp of becoming a greater player than he was. And I remember when Chris Childs said something one time. And Chris Childs said, And matter of fact, I think he said it after they had played Washington one time in the regular season. That's how far, you know, I'm a Knick historian when I say it was a game against Washington. And Chris Childs said Houston don't know how great he really is. And the deal was he was great, but it was just only potential.
I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself.
And you wonder why Sprewell started to dominate the ball so much? Because he played with heart, and that's why New Yorkers took to Sprewell. They didn't really, they took to Allen Houston. They like Allen Houston. Don't get me wrong, they like Allen Houston, but Houston was not. He was not beloved like Charles Smith. Like Charles Smith had some good games as a Knick, but he wasn't beloved because New York is a blue-collar town.
And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Garnett. The Magic making a switch here.
You know that, like, when you talk about these old Knicks here, they're going to. I guarantee you, Anthony Mason was more of a beloved Knick than Allen Houston ever was.
Here's Dunleavy, and that one falls.
And if you disagree, then you weren't a Knick fan.
Dunleavy's got the first basket.
You was just an onlooker, probably looking on from the point of when you probably started looking at basketball.
Make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
And Houston showed his greatness, like he showed it in LA. Like he had that 53-point game. And I said, oh yeah, you wait to that year to break out.
Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option.
But to me, like Allen Houston,
wrong side of the size equation.
just didn't. He just wasn't that type of player.
13 points, and he's
just
got 9
wasn't.
points from behind the arc. And that's been an important part of his game today. It's really spaced the floor.
Free throw drops for Dunleavy. The Magic trail by 21.
Damn, I ain't even realizing now I'm up by 21. It's fourth quarter.
Stoudemire outside. Back to Hardaway.
Like I would, like
Three-point range.
I guarantee you, if the Knicks had like a player like Kevin Garnett, oh, they would have won maybe several championships. Like you have him alongside, you actually could have utilized KG as a 4. I mean, as a 3.
He feeds it to Hardaway.
He would have tore teams up.
Excellent defense there.
It's all hypothesis though, hypothetical. Davis blocked.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, I mean, deterred them from those playing.
Now here is Hardaway.
Like he was still one of my favorite players to watch too. Like he wasn't my favorite player, but he was one of my favorite players because he showed the heart and toughness like from day one. Like you seen there were some players that you just knew that just kind of procrastinated with their careers. KG didn't procrastinate. Only time he procrastinated is when you knew that he couldn't fight. Like he would run for fights, smacking Tim Duncan in the head. Like how you smack Tim Duncan in the head? You know Tim Duncan ain't no fighter. When Antonio McDyess was about to get up in his shit, you know, KG wasn't about that life. He would talk shit, but he wasn't about that life. Then he wanted to get at Dwight Howard because he didn't think Dwight Howard was about that life till Dwight Howard like smacked his ass. Like, like Dwight Howard, like don't get it twisted. Like I may not be the great player that I am, but like I could probably, he's like Dwight Howard, like y'all rock your shit for real.
With their success.
Like stop playing with me.
They've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage. And then they've taken advantage.
Who knows? KG probably could have rocked with some people's shit. But when I see Anthony Peeler rocking shit
That's exactly how it should be
in
done.
Sacramento,
Get the bump, concentrate on
like
the
with an
shot.
elbow, and KG ain't do nothing, I'm like, yeah, you ain't about that life.
For Orlando.
Like you just knew it. It was like Shaq said it even in his book by Kobe. He was like yo, you don't.
Dunleavy, the pass to Prince.
You don't do something to somebody that's from the streets and don't think that you ain't gonna get rocked. And he was like, yo, he forgot, you know, Chris Childs is from the streets of California.
Anderson dishes to Hardaway.
Like Kobe wasn't really a fighter.
Five on the clock.
Like he'd say shit to
Kevin
piss you
Garnett
off.
with the steal.
but he wasn't no fighter. Like, come on, man. Did he really have a fight with Reggie Miller? Or was it just more of like a tug?
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Boy, those times in the NBA.
New York calls timeout.
Look, y'all look tired. Like I amped up my defense on your asses. And the only reason why I don't like playing online against cats is because I particularly like playing online. You know, I like playing against players in person. I don't like playing because a lot of people now know how to cheat. Kevin Garnett. I actually really want Ewing to dominate this game. I'm just talking, focused on other shit. Like I'm trying to get Patrick Ewing to the All-Star game, but I still try to play team ball. Like I just don't look to just dominate with just one player unless I really need to in a particular game. Like down the stretch. Like this KG game, like he's balling. Give him the ball.
Rebound by the Magic. Wallace has got 8 rebounds in this game.
Like if the player is hot, like I ride their hand.
It's Scott on the wing.
Like I got a very balanced team. I had a balanced team against the Chicago team. Just how do you beat Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Shaq? Like I swear, yo, but I think like they make it like Michael Jordan had an ego in this.
But they want to have a chance to get back in this.
And the shot is good from Garnett.
Man, how about the dexterity for this?
I'm really
guy?
still pissed at that.
Really smooth around the basket.
And that's why I'm going on a tear. I've won 23 to start the season, and if you go back to last season, that's really like 36 games that I've won in the regular season. But I got to show it during the postseason.
Really good.
But I'll need home court advantage in order to beat the Bulls, though. Like they're tough.
Davis kicks to Garnett.
Like I just beat them, even though I beat them by 18. It was tough to about the late third quarter when I really started to pull away. Fourth quarter, Michael Jordan really couldn't do anything. And they're the champions. They wound up beating the Lakers in the finals. But they beat them in 7 games. I beat the Lakers when I played them. I beat them in 6.
Absolutely. A resounding dunk.
Just a take no chance slam.
Davis for 3. And that's not really how Davis shoot in real life. Like he kind of shoot. They make him look like he a retarded shooter in this game. Hubert Davis really shoots like Jared Bayless. That's how he really shoot. I'm actually trying to change his style because I know how he really shoot. See, that's when you know you was a Knicks fan, when you knew how Cat shot. It's like, yo, he make it look like he's shooting way cocksided. Like, what the fuck is cockside?
Here's Stoudemire.
Sound like a gay porno move. Cockside.
Rebound by Wallace. Wallace has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Anderson passes to Stoudemire. Stoudemire with the screen on Davis. Here's
Hardaway, fall away. No good. KG rebound. KG all over the place tonight. Like KG, you know what it is? Oh, scoop layer.
It's hauled in by the Magic.
Like KG ready to take that next step with me. KG, he actually had the game winner against the Lakers. Not the 2001 Lakers, but the 87 Lakers. Like the play was for Ewing, but I went to KG on a pick and roll, and he got the layup.
It's Prince on the wing. This is to Dunlap. On the wing, Davis down to 5 on the shot clock.
Ewing shimmy, fall away.
Ewing gets the
trick Ewing.
Clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those. Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold.
You looking at that Knicks game? It looks like a real, like a real Knicks game. Like you see cats like out there with suits and shit, and they be boring too. Like the '90s Knicks crowd was much more fun to watch. But they weren't roughhouse crowd too until the playoffs. It was like, show me something. But then in the playoffs, I think every arena need to have like fans like Sacramento and Golden State. Even the old Market Square Arena in Indianapolis, like to me, like the NBA, it should always be about the experience. Like if you're gonna go to a game,
over to the left wing.
Go because you like because you love the game. I don't even think you should go if you like the game. I think you should go if you love the game. It's a difference.
Anderson passes to Hardaway.
Because when you love the game, you gonna pour out the emotion. You like the game. You going as a casual fan. I think you should only be allowed to go to the game if you love it. Like they should have like a fan meter. Like if your shit don't reach 7, you ain't no real fan. You just a casual fan that you just trying to see how they do. 3-point bomb, man. Damn, this was like it was a close game for me when they cut it to 5 early in the third. I'm up by 26. Penny with the short shot on the baseline.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin. Quite honestly, they were able to do more or less.
If you happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you know you just beat. I was trying to rhyme with something there. I don't even know what the fuck I was trying to rhyme with. Penalty for 3. No good. Ben Wallace do not look right in that Orlando Magic uniform. Like, certain players just don't need to be wearing certain uniforms. 3-pointer. That's good. 3-point bomb. 3 points for Nick Anderson. That's like their first 3 all game long. Knocked away. Ewing with the ball. Back to Davis. Fires up the 3. No good. Wallace the rebound.
Good shot selection, long range, and a defender
Back to Anderson.
all up in your jersey. And you know that's just the kind of
Sometimes
defensive
Anderson
work
to
he's
Scott.
known
His
for.
3-pointer.
He can take that shot
That's
away.
good. 3-point
More
bomb.
times
3
than
points
not.
for Dennis Scott. What was a 26-point lead is down to 18. We're trying to just make it mathematics. Man gives a shit. I win my 24th in a row. Next up coming, who I got coming up in the home stand? Because I was playing a lot of road games to start the season.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.
And I got it. Like, this is the first time I've ever like started playing this game, and I didn't have injuries in it. Like I took the injuries off for one reason and one reason only. Like I wanted to see what teams would be like if they played teams really at full strength. Now we know that that's like in reality really impossible. Like everybody's gonna be banged up at some point during the season. But you know, like you think about it, like hypothetically, like what teams really could have won championships? What teams would have been like if they had teams at full strength? But then you know you never know, like you don't know what star is going to come out when players get hurt. Like you know how some people get hurt and then you see the upcoming player come up and rise through the ranks through the team. So so it's like give and take there. It's like, okay, well this player gonna have to wait for a minute. Everybody's healthy all the time, year in and year out. You just got to wait for the natural decline. Garnett with 22 points. Patrick Ewing with a double-double. That's the lowest point I had, I think, of the season with Patrick Ewing. 10 points, 12 rebounds. Wait, 17 for Mike Dunleavy. Stoudemire had 27 points. I don't appreciate that shit. I don't like that shit. I need a banana. I need to say this shit like my man said in, what was that, in Belly. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. But 24-0, this shit is very competitive. Big ticket, Knicks blast the Magic, 182. Oh, I got the Miami Heat, but which one? I think it's the 2012 team, but they don't have LeBron anymore. LeBron actually, like LeBron is like switching homes and shit. Like a bum on the street. LeBron, but he's a bum on the street, but with money in here. Like the year before, the first year he was with the Heat, obviously, and I played them in that first round series. And I won that series actually in 5. I won the first 2 games, stole the first 2 games in Miami, and they came back and beat me in game 3. Won games 4 and 5. He opts out. He leaves for Boston. No, he didn't leave for. Did he leave for Boston? Which LeBron was it? Because there's a couple of LeBrons on here. Like you got the 2006, 2007 Cavaliers that had LeBron. But if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the LeBron of this team, and he went to Boston. So he's in Boston. Then you got the 2006-2007 one, LeBron, and he went to Charlotte, and I beat them in the no. They lost. They lost to somebody. I can't remember who they lost. I think it was the Pistons or something like that. And but now he's in Dallas now. So you got, it's weird. Like I know people like, damn, what the fuck? How you gonna have like 3 LeBrons in the game? But I was just trying to take the best thing, because I even had the Cavaliers from '89 on here. Like that was I wish they would have had the '92 Cavs, not the '89 Cavs. They needed the '92 Cavs. The '92 Cavs was a better team. You know what I mean? With obviously you had Steve Kerr, Craig Elo, Larry Nance. See, they and then most of the older teams that they have, they don't have like everybody. They have a few players that they're missing, like Mike Sanders. Like he was a very good small forward for them for those guys back then. And they needed that Cleveland crowd. Like I wish they had that. Like how you gonna have the team, but you don't have the team crowd with that. Like back then, that's when Cleveland Cavalier fans were Cavs fans. Like you just didn't, like, people root for the Cavs only because of LeBron. If you say you root for the Cavaliers because of J.R. Smith and Tristan Thompson, you a goddamn lie. Unless you just you live in Cleveland, and because you ain't got no other team really to root for, you a homer, so you root for the Cavs. That's a different story. But most people that go to the Cavalier games, I mean, they're just boring. I remember watching Cavs. If you bring up any Cavs game, like bring up a Bulls Cavs game when they played them in the Eastern Conference Finals in '92, and that Richfield Coliseum used to be so loud. Like you ain't want to play there as an opponent. Like that's what I mean by intimidation. Like you say Quicken Loans Arena, and you say the Richfield Coliseum. I guarantee you, you would not want to play. I don't even think I'm gonna finish this game out. But you didn't want to play against that Cavalier team. You just didn't. There's certain teams like you didn't want to play like in certain places, like the Memorial Coliseum in Portland. Back in the day, with that team with Terry Porter, Clyde Drexler, and those guys, like that was a very tough place to play. Obviously the old Seattle Center in Seattle, when they changed the stadium, they became Key Arena. That used to be the loudest arena in the NBA. Like you need that. They need to bring that back. Like those are teams you did not want to play. Like you say the Pacers now, it don't sound intimidating, but if you bring up the '90s Pacers, you be like, oh shit, yeah, you ain't want to go to Market Square Arena. You didn't. You just didn't. I feel bad beating my Miami Heat. When I told y'all that I beat the Miami Heat, but you gotta remember, like it was a toss-up. I actually flipped a coin, but because I wanted to get Patrick Ewing a ring, and I know they were like, damn dude, like really? You want to get Patrick Ewing a ring? Like, let it go, dude. You got some people out there that would say this shit like, yo, let it go. He didn't get a ring. I know you could get him a ring on a video game, but it's just not the same as reality. Yeah, I wanted to, but it was a toss-up, so I had to flip a coin because the Knicks were playing the Heat in the playoffs. And I didn't even know they was going to meet up. So I flipped the coin and said, yo, who I'm going to roll with? The Knicks or the Heat? Knicks or the Heat? Knicks or the Heat? And they both was vying for playoff positioning. The Knicks were actually starting out like in 7th, but ended up in 5th place. But I wound up winning the title.
Against the Heat at the American Airlines Arena. Unlaid kicks to Garnett.
Davis 5 for 3. No good.
On defense, New York. It's a 3-point game. Feeds to
Like
Wade.
this Heat team got Damon Stoudemire. Like he was a bad point guard back in his day. Wade, the fall away, no good. I don't like beating D Wade, but don't get me wrong. Like if I still had to choose, even though D Wade is my favorite player now, I'm rolling with Patrick Ewing.
He's on the blocks fast. And about a minute
Nothing
gone
against
here
D
in the
Wade.
first
Like
quarter.
yo, that's my dude. Like yo, don't talk about Flash either.
Pass to Wade.
I feel vindicated though as a fan
Stoudemire, the screen.
because Flash brought a championship to Miami,
Rebounded by New York.
and he got 3 obviously with the help of LeBron and CB.
That one wasn't going to fall. Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control, even though he's going at breakneck speed.
Stoudemire.
He still maintains his body.
I remember when Diamond Stoudemire made Ron Harper fall.
That was a free.
There's probably a highlight like that or somewhere on
Defense,
YouTube.
Miami.
But he crossed him up
Stoudemire.
like with James Harden crossed up a man. What was that from? The
Off
Clippers?
screen.
Yo, he crossed up Ron Harper so bad when he was with the Raptors.
Stoudemire's got his second
And
bucket
then he
tonight.
did the same
Right
thing
there,
James
we
Harden
saw
did. Like he
Bosh
looked
open
at him
space
before
with the
shooting the
shoot.
jumper.
Well done.
Dunleavy kicks to Garnett. Off
Fall,
the pick.
fall away.
Shot is off. And the Heat going the other way now.
I'm in talk mode, so it's not like I'm really into the game. Maybe because I'm 24 and all, so you kind of take these games for granted. Like this is the type of game like I will lose because I'm taking it for, like you take it for granted because you've been playing
Going up for the alley.
well so long, and you figure every game is going to be like that. So I understand what actual players actually go through. Fall away, Wade, no good. Rebound, Davis.
And the fadeaway was the only option he had on that.
Back to
one.
Davis.
Defender there.
20-footer.
New York, no
I gotta change that style, man. I swear that style looks ugly. He looked like a gorilla shooting the ball. Like if a gorilla got a chance to play in the league,
A strong defensive
if you gave him one shot,
Not sure.
how would he shoot it? It'd probably be just like that.
Clearly a breakdown. You can
Ewing. Runner, that's good. Out of foul. And one. Hat trick. Ewing.
height-wise, there's just not a lot.
There's some hot uniforms. Like they should take my idea and actually incorporate that. Like it's time for the Knicks to kind of change their uniforms a little bit. I've always been one that tradition. Like I didn't like the shit to
free
change.
throw off from Ewing.
Like I hated when they changed they stadium
Their last game
around. Like it don't look the same.
Finley the pass to Wade. Wade,
Corny
double
ass
team.
fan bases.
Bosh kicks to Finley.
Like I can't stand corny fans at games. Like you don't belong at the game. Yeah, you got money, but
The wing jumper
we-
off target.
players don't need all this damn money.
Usually been money from that range.
So they take the lead.
Players getting all this money
Dunleavy's got
and
his
don't play
first
with no
two.
heart.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him
Oh,
make it happen.
and one.
The basket drops and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his
Who
way.
is that? That ain't Udonis Haslem, is it?
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen?
Oh
so
shit,
far
it is.
for Miami?
Yo, he looks different. Like, damn, did he amp up his game or some shit?
Determined to establish a presence in the paint.
The other thing
Have you done his hands don't even look the same.
I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
And New York making a change here. Smith is checked in.
That's why they think that was him that scored. I thought that they had another new player. Davis for 3. Excellent. Oh, his foot was on the line. It was a 2.
Here's Stoudemire.
Oh,
Find
Davis.
out what Doris
I'm kind of
Burke
late in
is
saying
for.
the name.
Kevin, I briefly spoke with Miami's head coach.
I used to like how you kind of say his name too, though.
Priority is not to give up any
Oh,
looks
Davis.
on the inside. Anything easy in the
Chris Bosh and Patrick Ewing got a nice little rivalry now.
Want to have the king look like fancy
Alley-oop, he blows the stuff.
Not a lot of room.
Like Chris Bosh was trying to give it to Patrick Ewing.
Sounds like
Ewing got
a place, Kevin.
threw a couple of cheap shots at him, got him a couple of flagrant fouls. And don't get me wrong, like, hey, if I'm playing for the Knicks, hey, you an enemy.
Wade outside.
I don't appreciate CB trying to do Patrick dirty either.
And it's good off the back rim and in.
That's Chris
Bosh
Bosh.
has got his first points of the night.
Just the height separation.
Heat lead,
on
12-10.
that mid-range jumper.
Oh,
Excellent.
nice pass. Station Prince.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish strong with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
Now here's
Crowd
Stoudemire.
kind of electric.
Bosh, the screen. Stoudemire kicks to Wade. There's the dish to Bosch.
Bosch. Floater, no good. Davis 3 rebound. Davis acting like he's Charles Barkley out there. This is the Smith.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Here's Finley. Looking
Michael
for his
Finley.
first basket still in this one. Stoudemire with
Another
the ball.
deep shooter that can shoot the rock.
Tayshaun Prince. Wade dishes the bucket.
Puts it up, blocked by Smith out of bounds.
And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. And New York making a change. Christie's checked in. Heat also with the sub. Chalmers is checked in.
Yeah, just frustrated by the lack of production offense.
You look like he dehydrated.
I mean, they're getting the looks, but the
Look,
shots.
man, give me some
just
water.
aren't falling.
Yeah, and the slump that they're having.
I'm the only one that can talk about that.
And take its toll on you if you're not
Not y'all.
strong.
Not
So
qualified.
I like this time out here to try to get those guys reset and refocus.
Now, as young, I used to call him Patrick
And stolen
Ewing.
by Prince. Oh, here comes Prince.
I thought you had to pronounce the E the way it sounded. E.
Back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swing, really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
That's what I miss on Miami too is MC. Bring back Mario Chalmers.
Here's Wade.
Like I see the video online, they was talking about as well as like Norris Cole, his career.
Saw it different.
Like yeah, certain players just fit with certain teams. Like
Anderson, he's checked in for Hazard.
you change teams, then like your career goes down. You're not the
And Ainge is subbed
same.
in for Dwayne Wade.
Davis for 3, no good. Smith the rebound. Outside Dugonis, 3-pointer.
It's good.
Bang!
That time.
3-point ball. We still Dugonis.
Definitely
Like that's a weird ass name.
points have come off assists.
It sounds like a device you kind of hook up to a computer. Oh, 3-pointer, it's good.
Ainge has got
3-point
himself
ball,
on
3
his
points for
first
Danny
points in the
Ainge.
game on the deep ball. Here's Dunleavy, defended by Chalmers. He's just can't get it
Damn,
through.
how your ball go over the backboard after hitting the rim like
On
that?
that shot, that is not
Back onto the left side.
Not at all. I mean, he
Still was off the screen, down the lane, knocked away by Dugonis, it's taken away.
Poor choice there.
Here's
But he's
Dugonis.
gonna stuff this one.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when the steal triggers the break.
I'm still in the maze of my new home.
and that allows your
Like
offense to
it's
flow
not
better now.
like I constantly change it to see if I could just make it better than what it
Here's
is.
Dunleavy.
Now I see how
Following the
like
basket by Chris Bosh.
why teams always changing their homes and logos and shit like that. Like I'm not a fan of that AYK, but it looks good on the court right now because of the way I got the court. The orange and blue.
Just 5 to shoot. New York moving it around. Baseline jump.
Smith, fall away.
And it's
No
Smith
good.
missing.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Miller fakes the
Miller
3.
the pass to Bosh.
This is a CB, guarded by Smith. It's like looking in the mirror. Fall away. Although
Here's Anderson.
CB probably had better game, but Charles Smith had monster game though when he was with the Clippers. Like a lot of people don't know about
Power
that.
that through the defense.
3-pointer from Christie.
It's good.
Bang! 3-point ball to
Chance he
Christie.
could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Charles Smith look like he got gray hairs in him.
Looks like he saw some things out there that need to be.
Like damn, they was that technical.
He's gonna take a break here and talk it over.
Like we used to watch him on TV.
Sometimes need a break in
I only
the
seen him a
action.
handful of times in person. I didn't know if he had gray hairs.
Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
And New York making a change here. Arthur's checked in.
What was you
Miller
doing?
gets
Chilling
to
by the
Chalmers.
cameraman?
There's the screen. Right side Bosh.
Lean down low. Bosh. 10-footer from the left side. It's good.
And down it falls. Bosh has
That was
got
the right
6.
side, wasn't it?
Great awareness by
Okay.
Mario
Get my
Chalmers on
directions
that
right.
feed.
Arthur dishes to Smith. Here's Houston. And Mike Miller gets the whistle that time.
Damn, you slid him 15 feet across the floor.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Christie, another 3-pointer. No
Christie
good.
Can't make it. Miami trailing. Miller kicks to Anderson.
Chalmers has it right side.
Bosh.
Here's it
From
to
the
CB.
baseline.
Fall away. What did you do? Wait. Okay, Smith, what are you doing?
It's rebounded by New York.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Oh, what a pass to Christie! Oh, that was a nice highlight. That was a nice highlight.
Superb assist there.
No look pass.
Maestro on that.
Well, it was Miami winning their last game against Miami.
Like they ain't had this defensive sound at the Garden. And I know I changed homes, but they need to have like their own. And I know they did, but they don't really do it too much like after 2K14. They stopped really doing all of that. Like you hear it, but it's not as much.
Got to be in his face and not give him any space.
Christie fires up another three. No good.
The attention of the defense.
That was a heat check.
Not going to allow him to get those kinds of looks.
That's one where the crowd will really erupt if he had to hit that one.
Chalmers kicks to Bosch.
Of course, the crowd on here kind of like is lame.
The feed now to
Chalmers, this is the Bosch. Oh, nice feed. Puts it in.
Oh, man, how about the last minute decision?
8 seconds left in the first quarter. Arthur has the basketball.
For your teammate.
Wait, what you doing? Houston fires up the three. No good, and that's going to end the first quarter. Knicks with a 1-point lead.
Close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. New York leads by only 1. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
Who's that supposed to be? Paul Van Gundy? Who's Paul Van Gundy? We don't know.
So far, it's been
That ain't Paul Van Gundy. It's the 94-95 Knicks.
up and going.
It's supposed to be Pat Riley, but we gonna call it at Riley.
See, they're going to try to keep this
Fake
game
ass
in the
coaches.
open floor.
Yeah, and you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition.
Oh, you know,
On the court for Miami here in the second.
You know I'm glad I blew out the Golden State Warriors, them punk ass motherfuckers. You know I actually had a chance to get Steve Kerr on my coaching staff, and then motherfucker gonna turn me down. I guess maybe because he didn't want to be assistant coach.
Passed away.
It's like, fuck you, motherfucker.
And Davis sends it back. And they're able to
Like I'm everybody, motherfucker. I'm the owner,
finishes the
I'm the player, I'm the commentator, I'm the PA announcer. I was mad as hell he rejected my offer. Like I offered him some good money too. Punk ass motherfucker. Like I guess maybe because he felt because he was a former Chicago Bull. I didn't want you fucking up the old deal. I didn't want you fucking up my Knicks anyway. You ain't want to come here. So he re-signed back with the Golden State Warriors as a coach. But I actually had a chance to sign him as my assistant coach. And he didn't want to come. Like, fuck you, motherfucker.
They're showing us a lot of energy early on.
But this game going to depth, I didn't know how this depth this game was like that. Because I just always just say, you know what, man, I ain't got time for all that management shit and this, that, and the third. Like I'm actually participating like in the summer league games and the draft. Like in 2K18, I'm playing 2K18. I created my own team. Like you know, you can add the expansion teams on that. And so nice pass in the KG. So wait, damn, what's the team? Shit, I ain't played in like a week. I done forgot the team. I done forgot the team name. But it's the new expansion team. And I did the draft. Like I wasn't really doing shit like that. Like what I did was I was like, well, fuck it. The Warriors are so hard to beat. They made me so disgusted on the game that I said, fuck it. I'm going to do an NBA draft. But I did the Serpentine one, where you know you pick last, but then you pick first at the start of the next round. Dunleavy. Like Dunleavy becoming a very good 3-point shooter for me. Like most people today that watch the game know him more as a coach. They didn't know he was a player like that back in the day.
Just 5 to shoot. They need this.
Oh, nice reverse. And he did it in slow motion. Like that's the one. That's that play that pisses you off. Like if you down 3 and it's like less than 2 minutes to play and you get caught with that on the baseline. Oh, that just what the hell is going on with D-Wade's mouth? It was like he was twitching like he got Tourette's and shit. Like what the fuck was that? Yo, sometimes I know everybody be seeing shit like when they be playing the game and they see some glitches and they be like, hold on, nigga, that ain't supposed to be happening. Well, that shit happens in reality too. It's like when you see somebody and you working at the store or some shit like that, and you see, ooh, and don't get it twisted. Like Hubert Davis was not a dunker. Like he became a dunker on here.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just
But I like it how you could, you know, you could elevate their career, so to speak. Box double team, right side for Haslem. Gives it to Wade on the baseline. Backs in, spins, fall away jumper. No good. Rebound Davis. Sprint taps the basketball. This is the Charles. 10-footer. That's good. Charles Smith.
Go get those balls.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
And so here is Miami.
Finds up the three. That was one of them retarded threes. Oh, and his foot was on the line.
Brown's gotten 2 of his 3 shots to go.
Uh-oh. Oh, he picked my pockets.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession.
And you know what? It's
Wait, that's D Brown?
right now because he's not gonna
What the fuck they got? They say coach. Why I'm saying coach? That's the motherfucker from Rush Hour 2. That's, nah, he's from Rush Hour 1. That's Juntao. Juntao! Juntao! Got something for you. Got what you want.
Dunleavy kicks to Prince. Clock at 6. New York needs to get
Anyway, another 3-pointer. No good.
Shot is off. The Heat trail
Like, I'm not
by
even going to
10.
Patrick Ewing.
Wade passes to Finley. Haslam dishes to Stoudemire. Haslam a screen. Here's
Finley, a 3-pointer. It's
Misses the three.
off the mark. Rebound Brown. I said Brown.
To the
Fuck.
6th run.
Ain't got PJ Brown here. So you need a wide open 3. In and out, no good.
They get a chance to cut the deficit to within 10.
Wade has the basketball. Dribbles off the screen. Finley, a 20-footer. That's good from the right corner. Knicks with an 8-point lead. Just under 5.5 to play here in the first half. Knicks looking for their 25th straight victory.
Dishes it to Davis.
See, up top is Levy. Another 3-pointer. Bang! And the Knicks up by 11.
excellent ball movement there, guys. And that's key to this.
I've really been struggling with my 3-pointers this season.
D hasn't been able to keep up.
Now here's Stoudemire.
Oh, nice pass in the box.
Nothing fancy there.
Like sometimes I get in awe of the game, like when I see moments like that. Like sometimes you just recognize a good play, even if I'm pissed. Like I can still be very emotional
Also style just with the
and into the game, but because I commentate so much, like I
like that. Pretty.
look at him. Oh, wait!
Man, this guy
You ain't supposed to be doing that, man.
machine. I mean,
That was kind of disrespectful.
the only one to describe him that
You my boy, I'm gonna let it slide, but come on, man. Don't do that no more.
Now Dunleavy.
Crossover dribble.
Got 8. He kicks to Prince.
Gives it to
He feeds
Ewing.
Ewing.
Ewing backs in. You don't go on that fall away. Fall away jumper on the left side. No good. Rebound Bosh.
Bosh has got rebound number 5 here tonight. To the middle.
Knocked away by Smith. Take it away.
Here's Dunleavy. He dishes it to Davis. Passes to Ewing.
Oh, knocked away by Haslem. Taken away and stolen.
Now Finley. Pass to Bosh.
Is it the Bosh? Trying to back in. You ain't backing in, Ewing. You weigh like 114 pounds. Soaking wet.
Teams will make substitutions.
But that Heat team though, oh man, that beat us in '97. I say us. That whenever you say when I say us, trust and believe, I'm coming from the '90s version of the Knicks. I'm not talking about these new Knicks. These Knicks is under the Patrick Ewing curse.
You're right, Craig. As they look to trim the deficit.
I know it's not on me, but I feel like a part of it is because of me, and they under the Patrick Ewing curse. You disrespect and don't show no loyalty to Patrick Ewing, you're under the Patrick Ewing curse. So I really don't give a shit about the Knicks now. That's
Wade kicks to Anderson.
and a lot of people criticize me for being a Heat fan. Like, yo, we knew you were growing up as a Knicks fan. How the hell you become a Heat fan? I don't know. Maybe it was always my destiny. I told you I used to always like the Miami Heat PA arena announcer Michael Biamani.
The Heat have been all
But
four of their chances so
no,
far
I
this
became a
season.
Heat fan mainly, always because of D-Wade. Like when Ewing got traded,
Making a switch here.
he got traded to Seattle. I watched him in Seattle on the dish, in Orlando, and I was watching Marquette, you know, on the dish as well. And I was watching D-Wade, and I'm like, yo, I love this, the way he plays. Like he plays with heart. So it kind of, he played, you know, with the new '90s swag, but he had, you know, what's that '90s swag? You know, he played with the new, with the '90s and the new millennial swag, but he had heart like the New York Knicks when you see that. So I said, yo, whoever gonna get this man, that's gonna be my team. You know what I mean? I knew Ewing was at the end of his career, you know, after 2002, and it just so happened, it happened to be the Miami Heat at the 5th pick that snatched him up. And when they snatched him up, I said, boy, people ain't gonna like this. And I became a Heat fan. So I was more of a neutral fan for those couple of years after Pat left.
Coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool.
So that's my story on how I became a Heat fan.
It makes sense to use the timeout.
And when you're young,
Heat trail by 11.
you have like 30 teams and shit. Like in the NFL, I used to have like
Chalmers with
8
it.
teams. I ain't even gonna lie, I think I still remember them all. Like Giants always been my #1. Then I used to like the Jets. I don't like the Jets now. You know, as you get older, you really start learning about rivalries and this and the third. So you just narrow it down. So in the NFL, I used to like Miami, Minnesota, not Minnesota. Hell no, not Minnesota. Definitely not Minnesota. Miami, Cincinnati. Like I used to like watching Boomy Esiason play, Dan Marino. Even Buffalo, but I stopped liking it. Like once the Giants got to the Super Bowl and then
The Heat trail by 13.
in '91.
Haslam a screen.
You probably like, hey, nigga, you supposed to be talking about basketball. No, but I'm saying it to say a point because when I was young, you know, I used to like kind of like 3 teams. Like I used to like watching the Lakers in the '80s, but I was a Knicks fan always because I follow Ewing in Georgetown. And I used to like Chicago. Now I wasn't exclusively a Laker fan, but you just used to love watching them play because they used to play good, fundamental, sound basketball. And but Ewing, the Knicks was my first always. That Sidney Green team, Kenny Walker, Mark Jackson, you know, Rod Strickland, those guys, and won. Even when to the point when they had Bill Cartwright, Bernard King. But the Bulls though during that time, you know, they was young and they was up and coming, and of course everybody was always talking about in the 80s, Michael Jordan. You either had a pair of Jordans or you just wanted to watch Michael Jordan play. Okay, Dugoni, he's really stepping into his own this season. I knew it the last season that he was going to step into his own, but he not yet. He's ready to take off. He's just more athletic. But anyway, I have a personal rivalry with the Chicago Bulls. And the reason why I say that is, he was like, well, damn, how you hate Chicago? I hate Chicago because when you young and you dumb, you don't have no clue about what you saying, what you doing with the game, and this ain't the third. So when you young, you don't like losing. You don't like losing. Like when you're young, you act like you a 40-year vet. Yo, CB, I was definitely about to save that clip if he had to shit it on you.
Now here's Chalmers.
But
no scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Anyway,
It's rebounded by New York.
you know, during the postseason, you know, when the Knicks weren't going nowhere, Michael Jordan and them was challenging, you know, the Detroit Pistons, and every year they kept losing to Detroit. So I dropped them as my second team. I was like, you know what, I'm just liking the Knicks exclusively. Why the year I stopped liking Michael Jordan is the year he wound up not only sweeping my Knicks in the first round in '91, but he went on to win the title. So I was pissed off at that shit. That's what. So I had a personal rivalry against the Chicago Bulls because I felt disrespected as a kid watching this man win titles when he didn't win the title when I was liking him. So I said, fuck him. I despise anything about Michael Jordan and the Bulls. So I have a personal rivalry, so it even fuels my rivalry to the fact that he disrespected me on NBA 2K, and that's laughable. This motherfucker going out and got Shaq because he knew he finally lost to Patrick Ewing on the game. I think he had a phone call. That new motherfucker's like, what the fuck? This motherfucker's loony as hell. Yeah, I'm crazy, but so what? This is an imaginary world. We act like this reality anyway. Fuck it. This motherfucker went and made a phone call and said, Shaq, I need your help. You ain't just beat me, and I need you to help. Damn, Haslam, you over there throwing forearms and shit? He looking at me like, what the fuck you mean? Yeah, you got caught. Like I'm blowing them out.
A hard screen at all costs.
Sometimes I feel like I probably play better just like freestyle talking. Because I be commentating the game so much.
They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. Garnett,
KG, 20-footer, knocks it down from the left side.
Off of Davis's speed. Davis has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
We in the 3rd quarter.
It's stolen by Dunleavy. Here's Prince.
Throws it down. And Bill Walton used to say, throw it down, big man. Throw it down. I can smell colors. And Mike Caliendo say that shit. That shit makes me laugh. I watch this shit on Mike and Mike every now and then. Just to bring back that part where he said that. He said, is there any better player than Detlef Shrimp?
Far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Imitating Bill Walton. All the way. No good.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
And 2 free throws coming up.
I was trying to do a move to Udonis Haslem. He wasn't budging. So, KG to the line. Shoot 2 free throws. The Heat no match now. Well, yeah. Have y'all ever seen that glitch? In KG looking at it like, yo, motherfucker, why you interrupt my motherfucker? Yeah, he looking at it like, yo, I should fuck you up for interrupting my motherfucking slapping fouls with my teammate. I made a free throw and you gonna interrupt my shit? They should have had it when he bitch slapped him or some shit like that. But then he get technical fouls and shit like that. He get ejected. Like they should add that on the game like an actual fight from time to time. Like every once in a blue. Not because you can't just start like niggas be love just playing NBA 2K just to see a fight and shit like that. Like yo, I'm gonna throw a flagrant foul at this moment. You know how many fights will break out online? Yo, it'll be to the point where niggas will stop watching the real NBA and be like, yo, guess who playing tonight? Yo, you got Billy D13 playing against Chris Soda Flowers. Like, you know how motherfuckers be having these weird ass names online and shit. Like, I got this weird name too. Everybody be looking like, what the fuck is that? It's my shit. Fucking all y'all don't be saying nothing when y'all got these crazy ass names. DC34, like motherfucker, what the fuck is a DC34? But yo, motherfuckers just really stopped. Oh, stripped and took his cookies, flushed it down. Yo, but cats are really like, it's like, yo, they playing tonight. Yo, we gonna watch this shit. Niggas wouldn't be watching the real NBA. It'll be to the point, real NBA players would be mad. Like, yo, ain't nobody coming to the game. Nah, nigga, what y'all doing? Nigga, 2K, man. 2K. What we do.
14 points for Chris Bosh.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Like, it would be to the point where when you create a player, yo, he would have to have heart. Like, what the fuck is Wade? Yo, he twitching. Yo, what the fuck? I think he got early signs of Tourette on the game. Yo, I think he gonna retire after this year. He like, yo, we getting our ass whooped. Maybe he was. Well, maybe he was speaking Korean. Don't they got like a? They got Won Koo or what I say his name was? I said the nigga name was Joe Joe. That motherfucker was speaking there, and you couldn't remember. You know how they used to talk, but you can't see the see.
And that's really just not heads-up basketball.
You can hear him talk. No, damn, you know what I mean. Like we used to watch kung fu movies. Like they'll be, their mouth will move first before they talk. That's what he doing over there on the bench.
Comes up empty, 7 for 15 with that miss.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75%.
KG fires up the three. Bang! Woo! Point boom. Heaven gone net.
They've done a lot of that today.
All right, that was an unnecessary spin. That's why your ass got blocked, sent it back. Small fucker.
The dish to Ewing, kicks it to Davis. Over to the left wing. It's
Okay,
tipped.
why they playing cartoon sounds while I'm on offense? 2 on the clock, 1 on the clock. Fires up the three-pointer, Davis! Oh shit! Thought that shit would, yo, that would have just demoralized. He had that shit went down.
Finley the pass to Bosch. That's good.
You talking about demoralizing? Like I played the Lakers in the finals, and I had lost. I hadn't lost since what, the game 2 game in Chicago in the Eastern semifinals, because I swept Charlotte in the conference finals. I get all the way to the finals and I'm up by 18 in game 1. The Lakers fucking come all the way back. We wound up going into overtime. And it's 5 seconds left in the game. Lakers call timeout. Like I don't know if that was the case. I gotta remember. I think it was maybe like 10 seconds left in the game. You can see it on my YouTube channel or something like that.
He's got 18.
But I lost a demoralizing loss at the buzzer. Like Magic Johnson, like put up one of those Tim Hardaway 3-pointers from like 40 feet out. Defense draped all over him. And I ain't even gonna lie, when I lost game 1, I thought I was like, damn, Pat ain't gonna get a ring even on the video game. But I made it a personal mission to destroy LA after that. But I won game 2, I won it convincingly. Won game 3.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level,
And
in this day and age,
but I lost game 4 of that series.
perfect in your
I was mad as hell because I was like, shit.
Checked in for
Now I gotta go back to LA. Like I knew I could win in LA, but it's like now anything can happen. And Magic Johnson is killing me, like getting triple doubles on me in the finals with that passing. Like, you know, you got Michael Jordan that can kill you with the scoring. In this game, Magic could kill you with his passion. Like I like the fact that how they got the game like that. Like they can really just do that shit.
So New York will take it the other way.
Just imagine if they had Reggie Miller on there playing in the Garden. You know how nervous I'll be playing.
No good that time either. And Ewing
Get that shit out of here.
Here's Dunleavy. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for
Like they should have it where Ewing used to do his little patented sound. Like whenever like he would like flop.
You know, block shots, guys,
He would flop and make that funny ass sound. He used to always make me laugh. He's like, ah!
And also, how about the points they've got?
Or when LJ would do that, like when he was scoring, like, ah! Get the air one.
Following the miss by Chris Bosh from deep. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession.
But I like that they got him throwing up the LJ sign though.
Chalmers comes in for
If they had Bill
Dwayne
Walton commentating in this game though, he wouldn't have liked that shit. He was like, oh, that's just the most disgusting thing I've ever seen from a ball player. Worried about signs. We need ball
10
players.
points for him. Now here's Arthur. Just 5 on the clock.
Christie fires up the 3. Bang!
Field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Like when I'm freestyling, I actually shoot better threes. I'm really like freestyling this. I'm not like most of the time my game is more so planned out. Y'all haven't even seen me do like a zone. I don't like zone. I ain't even gonna lie. In this game, you gotta use it though. In the way that they got the game called now, you know, you got the soft BA, not the NBA. You got the soft BA. So you gotta kind of use zone. Like you need that shit against Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Like you, but he'll still pick you apart. Because it's not as physical. Like you can get physical with certain teams, but I think sometimes the computer try to do their own thing. Like nigga, fuck your physicality, nigga. We like to play gaps. We like to play moderate. This Birdman.
So we get some both.
Like remember when Birdman first came in the league?
And here is
like he was skinny as shit. And Birdman bulked up, he'll fuck you up now.
To the right side.
He probably fucked you up then too. Like he was one of those linky dudes that just do like he just didn't give a fuck. Like he'll smack you with a Budweiser can and shit. Or old Milwaukee beer can and shit.
Here's Chalmers, takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Chalmers has got his first 2 points.
That's racist. Hey, I'm just saying.
Here's Christie, 13 points in the game.
But I like Birdman. That's my dude, man. Shit, they won 2 championships with the Heat. They ain't got no problems with Birdman. Just talking about hypotheticals.
Takes the 13-footer.
Charles Smith, he ain't hit a fadeaway since the Clippers. Crossover dribble, down the lane, scoop web.
This is his first trip to the
that wasn't no scoop. Sometimes my commentary be off. Like that's probably why I couldn't do commentary in real life. I'd be fucking that shit up. But I think you need to have that, like you need to have commentary like that, so just show the authenticity. Like you ain't gotta always just be proper. My shit would be unproper as hell. Like what's that cat name that he got his shit on his own YouTube channel? Like he's commentating, I think the Baltimore game, football game. He said, I like to say, fuck you CBS for giving me this game. He said I could have been somewhere else. But he's just doing this shit like I done covered his own home. Like I always said I wanted to do that shit. He beat me to it. Like I said, wanted to do commentary while you cursing and shit. Like, you imagine you had your own cable channel, like, how many people would tune in for that shit? Like, more people probably would tune in just to hear the commentary. They wouldn't even be watching the game. They'd just be wanting to laugh the whole damn game. He's like, oh my God, he just got fucked up. Like, you imagine what the commentary would have been like had you watched the Ray Lewis Baltimore Raven game back in the day? Or even the New York Giants.
And New York making a change here. Garnett's checked in. And both free throws good for Murphy.
Like boxing and MMA should just have cursing commentary. Like that should be just allowed just because. Like come on man, you fighting. We trying to be proper. Like he hit him with a left cross, nice. He hit him with a left hammer to his right dome, bitch.
Chalmers has got 3 assists tonight.
Then you had that motherfucking Chris Tucker emoji pop up on Friday. You got knocked the fuck out. Fires up the 3. Like I'm shooting more threes, like I'm freestyling, blowing out the Miami Heat.
And Chalmers kicks to Ainge.
I guess that's what they mean by being in the zone.
Back to Chalmers. Fires the 3.
Like nothing else matters. Like you just in a zone. So, I think that's what they be saying. Don't take life too seriously. Like when you're in a zone, you just like you just in the zone. Just let that shit fly. You think about that shit too much, you lose. I think that's why I be getting my ass kicked online. Like back in the day, like we was playing, like I still got a career record playing for money, 363 and all. I used to make a living at this stage to pay for my DJ equipment. I mean, DJ equipment is expensive as hell.
A huge lead in this one may already have been decided. New York ahead, running away with it, and coming up
to the point where I was banned from tournaments. Like I went to PA.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the
and a few other cities and stuff like that. Cats started hearing about my name. Like this was like all before like the online came out and like what was that? When did the online really take shape? I think it was like 03, 04.
Then there's Ainge. And it's Stoudemire in at the White
And
spot.
my boys in them
The
used to
shot's
always,
good from Aiden.
he hit me up one day
Williams has got
when they had the
first
Madden
basket to get
Nation,
going in the fourth for the Heat.
and he hit me up. He called my phone,
Near the three-point
and he was
line,
like, "Hey yo," he was like, "Yo, turn the ESPN too." And I said, "And I'm looking for what?" And I'm looking, I'm like, he said, "You see that?"
To the left side wing.
And they was in Times Square, you know, for I guess the Madden Nation Championship. He was like, "You know you're supposed to be on there." And I'm like, "Is that what I think it is? They got a tournament for that?" I said, "See, that's why I don't like playing. I didn't like playing online because cats back in the day used to know how to
And he can
you used to be blowing them out,
what an assist.
and cats knew how to disconnect, and you get the loss even though you're the one that won."
I mean, he makes you pay on those.
So I stopped it. I just cut the internet service off. So I was like, "Yo, this shit ain't worth it. Play me in person." Like I used to always play you. Like, you had to play me in person.
And they have
That way you
been
can't
able to
cheat.
return the favor with their offense.
And I know maybe some people are really, you know, legit now. Like, yeah, I know, yeah, like video games have really advanced to the point where now, man, you got like 8-year-olds could kick 30-year-old asses, no matter how long you've been playing the game. And then some people just play just like for the fun, but just be kicking your ass. Like I never forget, like even when I used to play my boy years ago,
Every rebound that comes up.
he wasn't even a football fan,
That's available at 20+.
but we played college football,
Not something we get to see very
and he ain't know shit about Florida, but he will always pick them.
Short off the rim.
And this was back in what, 2000, no, not two, what was it, 1998.
Stoudemire outside.
He would pick Florida and just do a Hail Mary pass, and it would piss me the fuck off because me, I'm playing like I'm actually like, you know, like how you would play, like you manage the game, like I think I'm gonna come out on 1st and 10, I'm gonna run the football, you know, I'm gonna pass it here. Nah, he just gonna come out because he ain't give a shit and just would just do one Hail Mary, and that shit will work all the fucking time. You used to piss me the fuck off. So you had that shit, like I remember when Madden came out, what was that, Madden 2001?
You're right. It's wide.
And you know that one-handed lob that you,
Slam after another.
that one-handed shit, my boy used to do that shit.
an incredibly
He used to play with Minnesota Vikings and play with Randy Moss. Like, but you don't even play football.
clearly a foul. I mean,
He used to piss me off. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers don't know, man. I take this shit real personal.
got to play without foul.
But when I got on to that shit, then they didn't want to play me no more because they know that I was a video game historian and like I was study. And I ain't got time to be studying this shit. It's like, nigga, I just want to pick up and play. But it forces you to do that. This game forces you to do that
Free throw
shit.
is good.
Like you really need to be on your shit when
He
you're playing this
doesn't
game.
have the second one.
Of course,
Like,
he didn't
motherfucker,
have an
like,
attempt there in the first
Back in the
half.
day, like I wasn't the type of dude that would play with the best team. Like I would play with the team that I like. But in Madden, I just picked like
Moving it around.
I picked on maybe who I really just like randomized. Like I could tell you, like in
Brown outside.
like we came from the Joe Montana and Madden football days.
And foul call as he misses. He'll go
In Madden
line
days, I used to rock with the Giants, and then I switched up in like '96, and I started playing with the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers, just because they was young. And then I became arrogant because I was winning so much. So people was like, "Well, who you gonna use?" I was like, "I'll use anybody," and I really would use anybody. Like I would use the sorriest team and crack your ass. And my boys and them were like, "Yo, you got to lose some of these games because you got to keep the tournaments interested." So when cats started finding out about me, they was like, "Oh, you such and such from where? You from where? Boston Terrace? Oh, nah, we know about you. You can't play in this
on the
tournament."
second, so he hits
I'm like, word? So it was to the point where I had to start hosting my own tournament. I need to start doing it again though. But you got so many shit going on online.
Change his body control.
Hey man, you can get arrested for that.
And it's the Heat with the
Can't be
ball.
doing no gun.
Pass to Age.
So yeah, and then 2000,
Brown. And again, it's the
yeah,
Heat
I kept using
New York with the ball.
Jacksonville.
Going up for the alley-oop.
Oh, Tayshaun
Elliott slam.
having an all-star showcase.
Teammates on the alley-oop there.
And that's where you need to pull
So in the
that off.
2000s, I started using Jacksonville much more heavily. And then I went back to using the Giants in 2002 until 2004. Then I started using Green Bay. Green Bay was my, like I would use Batman. Like a lot of people, I bet you people would say, who the hell was Batman? Go look up who Batman was. It was Ahman Green. Used to average like 200 yards rushing with him. And so I would use Batman with the Green Bay Packers and was kicking Cat's ass. I literally would kick Cat's ass with the Green Bay Packers. And then, somewhere around 2000, 2005, 2006, I kind of chilled out, didn't even play for a minute. Like I would play every once in the blue. Like, but I would play, like I would play any sports games. Like, a lot of people didn't really like to play baseball that much because it was so much. Like, niggas, you had niggas swinging at pitches 30 feet outside the strike zone. So most was like, yo, we ain't fucking with that. But hockey, like I haven't played hockey in a minute. I used to wreck out. I tell you, I'm gonna tell y'all this one interesting story though. If there was one time that I did lose, it was to my god brother. And he knows the story. He was mad as hell. He walked out of my job because we played the game at my job. Yo, I had the coolest gig, like in the mail room, and could bring my video game at the job. So I would, you know, I had the neighborhood cats. They would come over, play, or I would bring it outside at night. Cops used to stop and just like, yo, what y'all doing? We out there playing Madden. They'll just stop and be out there watching us playing Madden. If I had a tournament or just we just rocking out. But I never forget it. He used the Detroit Red Wings. I used the Rangers. I'm a big time Ranger fan. As you know, I live in Jersey, but I'm a Ranger fan, big time. I go back to the Kissio games. John Van Beesbrook.
Because he is just not there offensively.
And so I had the Rangers, he had the Red Wings. Now here's the funny part about that. Like, he went up actually 3 games to none on me, and we had a bet because he was younger than me, so I just bet him like $20. You know, normally the other cats I would bet much more heavier. But it was a $20 bet. Yo, it was actually the first time I actually lost a playoff series or a tournament series. We always did tournaments, and they know I always won. And so he won the first 3 games, and I came back and forced the game 7, right? And so I scored the first goal in game 7. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to really complete this whole 3 games from none down and like break his heart, because I was always the captain comeback. Like, I would let people actually like take the lead on me, and I just always like to come back, especially in football. People really was pissed at me. I didn't live by that 21-point rule that everybody lived. They called me Mr. Exception because cats would be up 21-0 and they knew that I could come back. But then there was just times when I just whoop your ass.
Yeah, they've done a nice job.
But I was just always a grind out man. But I will win. Hence my record. 360. When I played for money, he's the only notch that I ever lost to. And I wound up giving him that $20 back though. Actually, like, like, who was it? Like 4 or 5 years ago. He was mad as hell. Like, and I'm gonna tell you, we was playing on the Dreamcast. We was playing on the Dreamcast, right? And I'm gonna tell you what happened. I didn't know how but I found it like the night before Game 7 because I tied it up that previous day. And so I waited obviously to the next day to play Game 7. But before Game 7, I went home, right? And I was playing the computer, and I was actually losing. So I was mad as hell because I'm trying to like prepare for my god brother. And I just started mashing buttons. And when I mashed the buttons, I didn't know that if you press like, you know, I think it was like X, Y, and A, B or something like that, all at the same time, and hold down like the right one trigger or something like that, like it will automatically like go to the Sega logo and the game will restart. So I was like, oh shit. So I started thinking hypothetically, like, yo, what would happen if I'm losing to my godmother in Game 7? And me, I'm the ultimate competitor. I had an ego. Like I thought Michael Jordan had an ego until I realized I had a bigger ego. Like, this motherfucker went out and hired a ping pong instructor because he was getting his ass kicked in ping pong. And I would never do shit like that, but I was very competitive. Like, I don't like to lose. So now I just tend to, the more older I get now, it's like, okay, losing is just a part of it. Fuck it. Even though I don't still like to lose, I take this shit personal, but not as personal as I once did. Because I won so much. It's like when you win so much, now it's like, man, motherfucker, you don't know where I've been, motherfucker. I've been there, done that.
Arthur's gone 1 of 4 from the field.
Although these games are very competitive. So anyway, we playing Game 7. I go up 1-0 in the first period. Second period comes, it's still 1-0 until the third period. And then he ties it up right out from the gate with Steve Yzerman and shit. And then I missed the one-timer on the gate with like 2 minutes left in the game. And he comes down, and I wound up getting a penalty that sent one of my players to the box. I think it was Adam Graves or something like that. So one of them, Adam Graves or Leach. And sent me to the penalty box, so it's now like 5-on-4. With like 1:55 to go, and then he goes and he scores. So I'm down 2-1. And when it got down, he was like getting ready to cheer because he's getting ready to finally beat me, because nobody never beat me in a playoff series, whether it was basketball, you know, or baseball or hockey. You know, football, you won and done. You know, we ain't playing no series in football or anything like that. You won and done. And this motherfucker was getting ready to celebrate with 17 seconds left, and all of a sudden I just pressed the buttons and the shit restarted. The look on his face, I was wrong for that shit. I was dead wrong for that, y'all. Like, I was a sore loser. That was the first time that I actually felt his pain. But what happened was, in order to cover up my lie, we played another Game 7, right? And what happened was, he took the lead again. He was up 3-0 in the third period, and I stopped the game again. And he was like, "Oh no, man, this is some bullshit." He's cursing over so. It makes me laugh. Because I still remember his facial expression. That shit wasn't right, though. That shit wasn't right. That shit was not right. Like, I did him wrong on that shit. But, I wound up, you know, finally, he's like, I knew it. He said, I knew you had did something. That was for Dreamcast and shit. You know, remember the old Dreamcast commercial back in the day was like, it's thinking. That's what I told her. I said, it's thinking. It was thinking for me. They wanted me to lose. But I lost. I admit it, I lost to him. But it wasn't the gratification because it wasn't the final, like, seconds that ticked off the clock. So, you know, so I actually am like 363 and 1. I'll give him that. But any other games though? Oh no, I didn't lose. I mean, I guess because I was on a winning streak so long, I didn't want to lose. So, you know, it is what it is. But I'm getting ready to get the fuck on out of here. But I gotta get over here to the bar, get me a drink, and then to come straight back because I gotta work in the morning. Well, it's been real. I'm 25-0. You see, I got the Detroit Pistons. There's 2 Detroit Pistons too. Like, I had the 2004 and then the 88-89 one with So what I tried to do, I tried to change like certain teams that was doubled over, like I did with the Boston Celtics, change them back to the New Jersey Nets. But you can't do that with every team, and you're only allowed to do that with like 3 teams or so. So I did it with, what was that? I think I got called the Memphis Pythons. Y'all should see their home court too. And in fact, I'm gonna show you their home court. Like I created their home court. Like this shit kind of hot. Like don't get me wrong, I don't play with them. I just got it where I had every team picked because like I like to like actually sit down and like actually watch the games too. Like I like to see who I'm maybe going against. Like it gives it that real feel. Okay, where the fuck I got? Oh, gotta go to relocation. Like check out the arena, yo. Like this shit is hot. No, motherfucker, that's not. Uh-oh, did I just fuck shit up? Oh, there it is. Look at that shit, y'all. Like some shit. Memphis, because I took the Memphis Grizzlies out because I was only putting in like championship squads. Put the colors of a python, so to speak. All right, board changes. Who else I changed? Because they were formerly the Cleveland Cavaliers. They was the '89 Cavaliers. I was trying to change the Hornets, but you can't. Who else I changed? Oh, the Brooklyn Nets. Like it kind of looks like the Barclays Center just a little bit, but not. You know, I tried to keep it like the EJ Center. I don't know why I call it the EJ Center. I don't know why why did I call it that shit? I think I know why I called it, because I wanted to add a different ambiance. Like you always like see these weird ass names, all these corporate ass names, like what the fuck is a Prudential Center? Like it don't sound intimidating. That's why the Nets couldn't play there. They play in the Barclays Center now. That shit sound corny. It just sound, I told you, this shit sound like a library with a ball in it, or a museum. Like, yeah, we going to watch the art form. The art form, nigga. We get ready to watch ballers play. Like they need to get rid of these corporations took over sports and fucked everything up. Like it's not the same even in Madden. Not Madden, in the NFL period. Like Candlestick Park. Like if you mention Candlestick Park back in the 80s and 90s, you're like, oh shit, yo, we going into Candlestick Park. You're not winning there. Then they came out with names like Recon Park. They call it something else now. But like Lambeau Field still sound intimidating. You know, Chicago, you know, Soldier Field. You know, you got MetLife Stadium. Now it sound like some shit like nigga, we going to the Snoopy Stadium. Like it don't sound intimidating, man. That's why the Giants don't win at home like that anymore. The Dallas Cowboys don't win at home. Like names like Veterans Stadium, because they don't have that same feel, man. The fans, everybody just like passive ass fans just like to go just to go. Like I think most fans in sports now go to games like they do when the Laker games. Because Laker fans are not Laker fans. They front runner fans. They just go just because it's the thing to do. They be like, yo, where you going today? I'm going to the Laker game. Like you ain't a real fan and shit. Like you didn't even sound like you was hardcore when you said that. Like, here we going to the Laker game. Like, who they playing tonight? They playing the Bulls. Well, who's playing? Michael Jordan. And they be like, motherfuckers be like, so? That's how they approach Laker games. They be like, so? Like, how does an organization have as many championships as it has, but their fans are not intimidating? Like, I ain't never heard nobody say, yo, they're scared of going to Staples Center. Maybe when they had Shaq and Kobe, but it wasn't intimidating. But let me get the hell on out of here. We need to bring all that shit back. I'm an old head to my heart. That's why I'm rocking with the 94-95 Knicks. They had added the Pacers on here. I would have loved that. Because even as a Knicks fan at that time, I think if they had added the Pacers, I just would have just did that because everybody wanted to just see if they could pull off a Reggie Miller. And I don't give a fuck what they say. Steph Curry's a better shooter. That motherfucker got crazy ass range. Motherfucker, Dan Marley had crazy ass range. He just didn't shoot 35,000 threes from outside. Game changed. Yeah, he stretches the floor. To me, I'm sorry. If you had to pick in the postseason, who would you be more frightened of with the ball in their hands in Madison Square Garden? Who do you want to take the shot? Reggie Miller or Steph Curry? Today's fans probably would pick Steph Curry. Knicks fans don't want to see Reggie Miller. That shit is getting canned. Steph Curry, they would have punked Steph Curry, not Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller was just one of those guys that you just couldn't punk. But that's enough for me. I'll be back tomorrow to chop it up with y'all.